Hey guys, we are now in part 2 of our video. Our first memory had kind of got full. And anyway, so Lewis, we're going to continue with question number 13. It's Lewis Jeremiah, by the way. First video said Jeremiah. If it's hard for you to express yourself verbally, write it down. Explain that.
Basically, what that means is if you can't really, say what you want or, say how you feel, write down how you feel on, a piece of paper and show that to people and see if people, can help you and see if they understand and understand what you want and how you're feeling inside. Because I know some people, are scared of saying stuff in front of people, because they feel like they're going to be judged by them.
Okay, so in other words, if it's hard for you to express things, if you write it down, let's say it's hard for you to communicate with mom or dad or your teacher, you write it down and let them know how you feel, and that's a way to express yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good. As long as you express yourself, that's what matters, right? If you don't express yourself, explain.
I mean, if you don't express yourself, then people can't help you, because they don't know how you feel.
Okay. So question 14. For most of us, we are messy, meaning ADHDers, I take? Is that what you mean?
Not all ADHDers, are messy. I'll be honest with you. A lot of my friends who don't have ADHD, they hate to clean.
Okay. Before you go on, let me just go ahead and read the full question. For most of us, we are messy. We are disorganized, and we can't always help that. Go ahead, explain.
That basically means, since we're hyper a lot, and since we can't really focus too much on cleaning our room, because we're distracted, by other things.
Okay, and I could tell you, it's extremely hard for Jeremiah to keep his room clean, and I've always understood why he can't do it, and if he's cleaning his room, he literally needs to be redirected every few minutes. So it is definitely a challenge. And how do you find yourself when you really do need to clean it and you're focused and you're able to do it? How is it that you do it?
I just hear music.
Okay. What motivates you to clean your room? Because you have to have a motivation.
I usually do it, so I could just have it over with, and I could just, just play on my PlayStation and relax, have the whole day all to myself now, because I feel like nobody on my back saying to clean your room or do this or do that because I already have it done.
Okay, I think that's a normal kid thing. And parents, it's important for you to know that children of all kinds are children at the end of the day, and they will do things child appropriate, and it's very important for you not to mix that with your child having ADHD. They're going to do things just like any other child does, and especially when they go through puberty, you really need to understand them even more. There's a whole bunch of emotions going on in their brain on top of what they struggle with, and parents just need to be really, really understanding throughout the whole thing. And again, don't mix or excuse normal child behavior with your child. Again, there's phases they go through just like any other child. There's it's just the reality of being a child. Okay, so question number 15. When you feel things getting overwhelming, stop, break the task into segments. What do you mean?
If you feel like the thing that you're doing is getting too hard for you, do part of it, wait a few minutes, have a little break, and go back to it, and take as many breaks, as you feel you need, and don't just have a break and just get out of it. Just do part of it, let's say half of it, have a little break, have a little snack or something, or watch a TV show or something, go back to it and finish it.
Okay, that's pretty much a routine for a lot of children, parents out there. that, if a child gets overwhelmed with their homework, for example, just do it in segments. Do 10, 15 minutes at a time, as much as their attention span allows. And, let them take a break, as my son said. Have a snack, watch part of a show. Maybe you could have it where, you can record the show and play it back, and so they don't miss the whole thing. Play 15 minutes as the break, and then go back to it once, they need their next break. Okay, that is the questions that Louis Jeremiah had that he actually wrote down, but there's a couple of more that I added, and one of them is, what was your turning point? What made you decide to take charge of yourself and don't let ADHD take charge of you?
Well, because basically, it's basically like the goals, as we said, I focus on this one goal and I get it done, and I don't let my issue, I guess you could say, affect me. Me not concentrating, boom, as soon as I have a goal, I start going and concentrating on that one goal, and I stay focused on that one goal.
Okay, guys out there, just so you know, Louis, when he was first diagnosed, he had a lot of low grades, and that's what made me look deeper into why. And we worked on it, and he was able to get his grades up in 4th, 5th, and 6th grades. But then in 7th grade, it was, like I said, children go through puberty, and that was definitely part to do with it. But at that year, which was 2 years ago, he realized when the school year was over and he had to attend summer school that he needed to make a change. And Louis, that's what I want you to explain.
Well, because I don't want to spend half my summer instead of at school. I want to spend half I want to spend my whole summer on vacation or with my friends, or just at home relaxing. I don't want to be at school doing work all because I couldn't concentrate in school and I failed the grade.
Okay. My next question is, how do you feel about taking medication in your experience? Louis is not on medication anymore, but he did take medication for a short 2 years, and he'll explain to you when he decided that he didn't want it anymore.
Well, because every time I would take it, I would come home with a very drastic headache, and I would feel like puking, and I just wanted it to stop. So me and my mom chose to do is see how I do. Without the medication, and then eventually, I guess you could say I kind of got used to the feel, of the pills and how it made me work, and basically I took that feeling and I just did it on my own.
Awesome. And parents, when your child says that they want to do it without medication, it's critical that you give them a chance, because they will reach a time where they want to fly on their own. And obviously that was the time my son was ready. And we tried it, and since then he's been medication free, and I'm very proud of him. He's achieved. He's got complete A grades now. He's able to do everything that a normal child without ADHD does, because he's worked very hard to to be that student that we needed him to be. And it is a non-stop effort on the parents' part to always communicate with your child, remind them, stand beside him, motivate them, and to keep those challenges there. And of course, the reward system is magic. I kid you not, parents. Okay, the next question is, what advice can you offer a kid who feels there's no hope?
Just try as hard as you can, and always have a person who's by your side to be there and help you out.
Okay.
And the one person who's always going to be there is either your mom or your dad.
Okay.
Or both.
And who's been your support system?
You.
Okay. Now, not only me, because you do have sisters, and
It's basically all my whole family has helped me through it.
Yes, in our family, we do not look at my son as different. We are very tight-knitted, and we have helped him all the way through, and we communicate very often with him, and we let him know that he's got our support. And that's one of the biggest things that children need. They need to know that they're supported, that they're loved, that they're understood, and that's motivation for your child. So always keep that in mind. Now, a couple of things that I want to say is things that I've used in the home, which I still use. Some of them are very beneficial and helpful. And one thing is, a lot of kids in the morning, they have issues getting up and getting ready and getting out the door. And some parents go through pretty much hell in the morning. What I've used, I don't actually use this particular one anymore, the timer. I actually use it on my phone. But we started out with this little timer. And actually, I had a digital timer that I gave the teacher. One that didn't make too much noise when he was done with his tasks. And they may have used it daily, but, you know, it's up to the teacher. But in the home, I've used that very often. What I do is on my smartphone, I actually have a timer that lets us know how many minutes we have left to get out of the home. And he's adapted to that extremely well, and that helps. Using a little reward system, if he gets up and is able to get out of the house on time all week, he'll earn a reward, and that's what helped me a lot also. And again, as I said, the reward system is magic. Now, another thing that we have is reward bucks. Now, these obviously are for children who are a little bit smaller. You start off with $1. At Jeremiah's age, we have to use a little bit higher. But he would get these every day. And he would have to get 5 a week when he was in the lower grades. And as he got older, obviously the amount went up. And in the last batch is the $5 one. And he had to earn them. And if he was able to bring them home or earn them here in the home, he would get a reward at the end of the week. If he didn't make it, then he knows that he didn't make it that week. And, you know, that gives them challenges in itself. Now, another thing, we've used desk reminders. And you could make them. I actually make them, and I do sell them, but at no point am I offering to sell these on this video. But I do make them. And what these are is it's little reminders. Can you put it closer to the camera, please? Right there. Okay, hold it up. These are little reminders that you put on the child's desk, like you could do it. Always remind them that they could do it. The one on the bottom, oops, is stop, think, hold it up. Okay, right there. Stop, number 1, think what could happen, and is this what I want? That's called self-control, okay? The next one is, the teacher is here to help you. Ask for help when you don't understand. If you still don't get it, ask to explain in a different way. That's really important because our children, they learn in different ways. And it's important that teachers understand that. You know, one child may learn visually, and other children, they may learn just by you explaining it once. So you have to understand that and know how your child actually learns. The next one is, I think Jeremiah's getting a little tired here. The next one is healing stones. Here we have a few healing stones. Hold them up. Okay. These are healing stones. I have all different ones. And what these do is they all have different meanings. Sorry about that. Different meanings. And you could put them in their book bag. You could put them in their room. I've always had some black tourmaline in Jeremiah's room. Amethyst is for calmness. Negativity is for tourmaline, black tourmaline. And let me tell you, it keeps everything calm in my home without a doubt. And, you know, just look them up. Healing stones, what's good to aid ADHD, and you'll learn a lot. The next one is medallions. We use these medallions each quarter. of the report card. Now, I picked these up in the dollar store. Okay. I picked these up in a dollar store. You can get 4 for $1, meaning a quarter each. That's a reward. And in that packet there is, go to the next page. I use them, you know, as he has to get 4 medallions for the whole year to earn a super reward. Now the next paper here that I have, I will go ahead and pull them out. Goal ideas. Now, goal ideas are ideas that you can give your child. Let me see, it's not focusing in. There you go. For behavior, what he could do for behavior, hygiene, you know, to be clean and all that good stuff. School, you know, you're gonna probably have to maybe pause this to get all the ideas. And money, you know, give them goals. And this is personal. Okay. Now these are little things that I've actually definitely used on Lewis throughout the years. And then we have here certificates. Certificate of achievement. I give these out as rewards and as goals. As he achieves his goals, he gets them. And he's got a bunch of them. Okay, mazes are very good for the brain. I recommend that you buy your child a maze book and challenge them, because they have to think and they concentrate. It's moving the pencil, so sometimes they will stay entertained. Sometimes they'll get bored, but if you challenge them, like you do one and then he'll do one, let's see who gets done faster, and whoever gets done faster wins a prize. Obviously, Mom, you'll have to be a little creative with that. The next thing we have is, how do I respond? Okay? When a child's angry, when you're upset, they have different ways of responding. And you want to always respond in a positive way. Never a way that's going to create anger and frustration to get him more angry. And that's what we're about. But anyway, guys, we're running out of space. So I want to thank you for listening. And please see part 1 if you haven't already. And again, I will mention again that it's really important for you parents to understand your child, understand why they do what they do, and you know, understand them. Just understand them and support them and make them feel that they're not alone. They hate being yelled at. My son hates it. They like routine. It's really important. And they react very well when they're understood. So please keep that in mind. And the challenge is there for us. It's not an easy walk that we have to walk, but they could definitely overcome most of their challenges as long as they have the right system in place. And it's kind of hard to find that, but it's not impossible. You just got to work with it every day and know that your child will be successful, and they are very intelligent, bright human beings, and they need to be recognized and understood, and know that they have a bright future in front of them. And again, as long as they have a great support team, there's nothing that they can't do in life. Thank you. God bless. And till the next video.